All right. How you get that first hit of coffee? So, I put up a poll and asked people what they wanted to have me talk about this time. And we had a split decision almost between burnout and what should I charge. What should I charge went out by, I think, 2%. So, I'm going to talk about that. All right. This could be a very long and drawn out conversation, but what I want you to do is, I want you to go to Google. I'm going to pull up Google real quick. I'm going to pull up on Stream. I'm not sure how these websites go with copyright and whatnot. But I went to payscale.com and I put in graphic designer salary in this area for Cleveland, Ohio. And I put in Illustrator for salary for Cleveland, Ohio. And the median for Illustrator is $49,000, so $50,000. And for graphic designer, it's $40,000, which I think is low. If you do your job well, but this is like, just average. On the high end is 78 for an illustrator. For the high end for a graphic designer is like 56. On the low end is 26,000 and 30,000. So, taking that to mind, if you're not making $3,000 to $4,000 a month, you're not even breaking average doing the kind of design work for yourself, for other people. And you're like, well, that's like, it's $1,000 a week, roughly, yeah. If you're making $4,000 a month, it's like $48,000. Unless I'm doing that math incorrect. That's right. Okay. So keep that in mind when you go to price out your things. Job by job. Don't charge by the hour. Forget about hourly charging, because it doesn't make any sense. Hourly makes no sense. You more or less want to price the jobs as they come in, because you have no incentive to do that job quickly at all, or efficiently. So if you're charging by the hour, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do this logo. It takes me about 8 hours, and I charge $10. Let's just say it's $10 an hour, so it's $80. Why not do the logo in 2 hours and charge the same amount of money, if you can? Like you always want to pad your hours. Like, oh, I'll tell them it's going to take me 10 hours. It takes me like 3 or 4, or it takes me like 16 hours, but I'm going to tell them it's going to be 40 hours. You have no incentive in working hourly, because we're doing skilled labor. It's almost like you're doing equations or something like that. If somebody is paying you to do an equation for a company, or do a breakdown for a company financially, you don't charge by the hour. Like, well, I'll have this document for you in, say, a week's time. It's going to be X thousands of dollars. Well, how much time do you put in that? Doesn't matter, because the answer is going to be correct. The time I put in is irrelevant. The work I produce is what's relevant. So forget about charging hourly. There's literally no reason to charge hourly. Now, there may be a number in your head, like, oh yeah, I want to put in 40 hours a week and I want to make $20 an hour. Okay, that's up to you if you want to work your business that way. There are better ways to work it, in my personal opinion, from my experience. But let's say you want to do that. You always want to pull the weight of the job you're looking at and see what your client is expecting to be done with that piece of material, or that independent that independent illustration, or so forth and so on. So if you're doing a logo design for a stream and you ask them, well, what do you want to use the logo for? Because finding out what the logo is for is also super important. Oh, I want to just use it as the, my profile picture, and use my starting screen and stuff like that, do you plan on printing it? Well, that's also going to have to factor into your design and how you design it. So that's another layer. We'll have to specialize this design to be printed. Do you want to have screen printed? Oh, I didn't think about that. Well, if you want a screen print, that's another layer of vector work and working in CMYK and making sure it works on both platforms. Oh, do you want to have it monotone in white and black to work on multiple pieces of material, business cards and whatnot? Well, those things all factor into your final price. You're not just making one piece of material. Like, how much is for the logo? Well, it'll be, between $300 and $1,000. Oh, I want to have it designed for, X, Y, Z. Well, that's going to be between, $700 and $2,000. Well, how many hours does it take? That's not important. Will the final product be correct? That is the important part. Now, if you're not pulling in at least $4,000 a month, you're not charging enough. If you're not charging enough, is it feasible to continue doing that kind of work? Because you're going to come to a point where you're going to burn yourself out on working, 50 hours a week, making $600, which is less than minimum wage. I think it's around less than minimum wage. If you're pulling in less than minimum wage, there's no reason to do design work. You might as well just, do minimum wage jobs. Remember, illustration and graphic design. I thought I turned that off. I guess I didn't. Hey, I'm popular offline. Illustration and design work is skilled labor. Skilled labor. This isn't like, pushing something. This isn't working a cash register. This isn't, unloading bags of sand and dirt and concrete or loading up shingles. This is skilled labor. And it should be charged as such. Because you have a set of skills that you're applying to people's branding, identity, clothing design, etc., etc., etc. Also, if you're doing stuff where people want to actually merchandise this material, you have to look at, okay, I'm charging this guy $50 for a t-shirt design that he's going to make $4,000 on. You could say I want to license this. You have to license it from me. You could do that, or you could just build that into your price. I'm like, well, okay, this t-shirt design is going to be, $300 or $500 or whatever company you're working with. Super important. I don't get into the whole licensing thing because I produce so much content. It's hard to keep up with. So it doesn't make any sense for me to track down who's doing what with what. But when people say what they want the logo to be used for, or what they want this piece of material to be used for, I produce it in that format. So when people ask for emotes for Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or Mixer, I send them the format for which they requested, which usually does not look good on a shirt. They have the option to slap that on a shirt if they wish, but it's not high enough res to make for a shirt. It won't look good. It's not designed for that. It's designed for a 28 pixel by 28 pixel square. You can blow it up for a shirt design if you so wish. That is up to you. That is up to I'll leave that up to the person who purchased the design. Other designers take umbrage with that, and I respect their wishes. And I can see there's a big problem with that. I mean, say you were making merchandise or emotes for X streamer, and he's got 3 million followers and emotes everywhere, and He's slapping it on mugs and T-shirts, making tens of thousands of dollars. Then yeah, you may want to cut of that. And that is your prerogative. Since I'm a one-man team, it's kind of hard for me to keep up with those things. I would like to, if I got a bigger team, maybe something that I may be looking to in the future. That's just, I'm giving you the honest, my honest workings as of right now as a designer. I'm going on 3 years designing, and you have to remember, if you're doing this kind of work starting out and it's taking you more time to produce the work than it would actually get paid working a minimum wage job, you're working way too low to begin with. You are. As these things will change from city to city and from state to state and country to country, you have to look at your demographic, the working demographic for the position, for the work, for graphic designer, illustrator, fill in the blank. Especially if you're doing it yourself. This is working for other people. If you're working for yourself, you should be making a lot more money than that. Just saying. So I don't want to see any more. Oh yeah, since I started out, I made emails for $10. I know I made an email for $10, and it took me 3.5 hours to make. That's not viable. It's not. Either you need to speed up and make them in 5 minutes, or you need to raise your prices. Once you start doing this kind of work, you can't charge exorbitant amounts of money. You're not proven. No one's, why would anybody trust you? Getting your foot in the door is probably the hardest part, and is always the toughest question to answer. Is, I want to make money. I want to do this, but how do I reach the point where I can charge, $1,000 for a logo, or $2,000, or do a T-shirt design for $500? That all comes down to building up a sound portfolio, being consistent, and being professional. And also, like I probably said in many other videos, treating your clients well. Treating your clients like you want to be treated. Super important. Super important. So when it comes down to the long and short of it, what should I charge? Google your job description for your average salary, and I would say tack on 15 or 20% for the first year. Like for my city, what I do, I should be netting $50,000 on average. Even though I work with I'm working in the global economy. I'm working with people, Germany, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Malaysia, the UK, Canada. Not too many South Americans yet, but the internet gives us the ability to work with multiple clients across a wide swath of the planet. And if you're not hitting that threshold of at least $50,000 or whatever the average is for your city or your state, you either need to improve your skill set, work smarter, and improve your business acumen. If you're coming in at less than half that, then this work is not a viable option for you. Because you will not last. You're going to burn out. You're going to be upset. You may love doing the work, but you're afraid to commit to raising your prices. And that will be the death knell for your business. And I only want people to be successful. I only want people to be successful. I don't want people to get soured on design, or get soured on art, or get soured on bad experiences. Now, this brings me to one more point that was attached to this was, do I do work for free starting out? And no. If you're going to treat it like a business, treat it like a business. I give away stuff on Fridays because it brings me joy, but I don't give away, just random things all the time. What if it's your friend? Your friend should want to pay you more if they're your friend. There's a difference between somebody's just a friend and an associate trying to use them for something else. If my friend's going to ask me to do something for him, if I ask my friend to do something for me, I'm like, oh, I usually charge my clients, $100. I'll send him 150 because he's my friend. Those are friend prices. That's a real friend. Shortchanging your friends is not. Those aren't your friends. Those are your associates. And there's a fine line. Actually, it's a very wide line. Learn to find out where that is. I think that's the long and the short of it. Yeah. I still haven't put together YouTube cards or bumpers or things to let you know where you find me, or updated the descriptions for any of the videos, because I'm extraordinarily busy. I work 7 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day, especially because of quarantine. So hope the video helps, and I don't really care if these things get monetized or not. I'm just here to help you guys get a better footing. So till next time.